Right, today we've got this sector, starting with JXP. And it's got technology focus, same like we had previous time, which gives you some points for every tech you research. Nothing else is special about it though. So it's sort of a vanilla sector. And as our races, we've got Euphorians, Dender, and Sulfid. Oh, have I seen that combination before? This might be a new combination. No, I've seen it before. It's quite a while ago. We've seen it before. Like 2 patches ago. With nutrition and efficient. Huh, that's an interesting combination. Efficient will apply to nutrition, making it produce an additional food, if so desired. For those who don't know, nutrition gives us forge rolls to produce more, and or saying it the wrong way around. Efficient gives us forge rolls to produce 1 more, and nutrition gives us we can build food on forge rolls plants out of biomatter and water. Unlike the regular biomatter and water farms, nutrition actually requires both inputs before it becomes established. Though it ends up becoming successful rather rapidly because of that. I guess neither here nor there. Typically, successful requires 2 exports, 2 imports, usually like fulfilling all the needs it has before it can become successful. In the case of the nutrition farm though, it only ever requires those 2 things. So just take out all the food and then it can become prosperous. So yes, it's neat. Well, 4 food is quite a bit. There are, let's see, what's in the late game? Because that's always interesting to check out. There's sleep replacement, teleportation, Elysium, nanites, void synthesis. All of which seem interesting, but together probably too expensive. I would imagine we'd have to choose between either void synthesis and limited teleportation. Likely not going to want to take nanites at all, because it's probably too slow, too late to take it. Unless, you know, lots of science happens to be a thing. Quantum sensors are very interesting to get early on. Geoharvesting as well. And we do not have any perk that will accelerate brain-machine interfaces. We also don't really... I mean, I guess we have Elysium projects, right? So we cannot really brain-machine colonies if you want those. I'm not sure if this is then is the most amazing thing to take then. For money, maybe just a gene adjustment might be better. Gene adjustment reduces plant upkeep by 1 credit, which ends up reducing many planets to 0 upkeep. Gives us 1 credit per planet, while brain-machine interfaces is an investment of 10 credits to get usually 3 credits or so per planet. So this is more, I suppose, but only if you build it on like half your planets. And it does require successful while gene adjustment works, you know, all the time. Well, it's probably the more expensive tech as well, right? So yeah, let me look around and see if I can't find... Well, that's a very precisely aimed probe. Like a triangle of planets over here, right? With this forebear ruins in the middle. It's a bit off kilter. It might be... No, it's not obstructed. Although it'll likely get itself obstructed because of this connection, because it might be hard to reach. Not an ideal combination of planets, because there's like nothing these two can send to each other. Right. There's no synergistic option between these two. So I would be looking for some more plants then. An ocean would be nice for this to combine with. That would form a two-way trade. For now, the mineral doesn't do anything whatsoever. I think we want the Arctic colony, though. I would guess we can make food over there, or perhaps on the other side. Or it depends a little bit. This is what I was kind of fearing. Like, if we're going to use this Forge World at all, that should probably happen anyway. Although it will be hard to use the food. And it'll be an expensive connection for the food, right? But if we do, then, you know, we get to do this sort of thing. Which that does... This does work, right? This whole setup. Like, I don't like this connection though, because it's 20. It's basically the most expensive connection we could possibly build. Well, this cuts things off, and, you know, if we're going to make a goods planet, I'd better use more than one good out of it. This early on? Otherwise, it's not worth the investment. There's not much left to be scanned as well. We basically revealed the entire starting area, except for some plants right at the edge that are going to be very inefficient to scan. So we'll have to make do with what's over here. The other minor problem with this whole setup is that I will not be able to know if we can get chips for the plant on the left before having to build them. We might need those, in which case we could only use the goods once anyway, so there's not much of a point. Well, we could maybe find some in here or there, right, as well. We'll start with the two-way trade and see what develops. So there might be an argument to be made for going in this direction instead and ignoring the ice ball and lava blocking this area off effectively. I mean, there's an earth-like in here. Maybe there's like tons of useful plants behind it. Well, you could check, right? You can do this. There is a lot of planet signals here. So it might be okay to colonize this. Just blindly, right? But there could also be some bad luck in there to be had, so I prefer going for something that I actually see. Ah, free infraway, huh? I think that's a very tempting offer. It usually is. You can usually get an additional point of science with an infraway. Let's establish an import hub. That's an easy task to do. All we have to do is give this thing some goods. I guess we'll do so anyway. Increase the total production of chips by 3. Let's also get a people producing plant successful. Because those two missions, they combine together. Now, it's quite unfortunate, but it's obstructed. So I cannot make food here. I'd love to, but... no, I believe that this connection's going to be out of range anyway, so... The only way we can make food is like this, unless I want this, but I don't. And then we'll go ahead and send in the goods. Completing one mission. That's interesting that... Because this makes more money at the end of the year anyway. We're not getting a whole lot of money, are we? Just 13 the second year? This is going to complete, but... I don't know if it's the right choice. Like, what if we find another Arctic over here? And then doing this is rather ineffectual. For multiple reasons. And there's also this that could be done, but it's a little bit too expensive right now. I do understand we would be able to get more scans with it, but how about that? Yeah. This looks quite good. I'm still on 12 income this year, but we get another two-way trade for this, right? And maybe I have to I'll take this asteroid because the asteroids up here will become more valuable if I found more planets. And we're going to make goods here as well. That gives us the Euphorian tech, but more importantly, we have to exploit this asteroid for 18. And then this connection will get us the Dinder mission complete as well. Right. Establish resource trade routes. That's a very nice one to get now. Making 3 chips. That's a bit unfortunate because we made them already here. Maybe we can make one more there, but it'll take a while. Food producing is successful. Depends on this water here, right? What we really would want to know is what this stuff is here over here then. Nothing amazingly useful, right? The chips can be used here, but we can't generate more. There's no water to be had. So I guess we'll do the 3 chips anyway, because it's a much easier mission in general than 2 more food producing plants. I don't tend to build that many of those. So now what to do? I could find this ore producing world. Connection is 11, this one's 18 though. This does unlock this asteroid. I wouldn't know what to build here. So there are 18 there for water. I guess water would be the one I want. Well, maybe not right now. I could also make more biomatter to build science. I don't think I should be engaged in science this early. What I maybe should do though is just spend the rest of this year sort of getting information instead of colonizing. We can get 2 goods in there. Or 8 points of science, right? Like 8 points of science is quite a lot of science. So we have a plan to get goods anyway. Do we need these? Right? That's a real good question. I mean, if we get them, then, you know, they'll be useful for various places, and we'll be able to make, say, chips here, which will unlock another colony. Is this colony going to help in the science race? I don't know, I think. It will? It might. It's kind of tough to say. For sure. Eight science is so much. It's enough to say unlock brain-machine interfaces. Or work towards geoharvesting. Do we have any techs that allow us to use uninhabitable planets? Well, nanofabrication, right? We can turn them into forge worlds. I suppose this counts. That's actually quite a good thing to do with these deserts and all that. Well, we do not ever unlock terraforming drones upgrade. It's kind of weird, but it does benefit from it, but doesn't allow you to access them. There's also hydroponics available, which I could farm this desert. If there was a bot available, which there is, there could be water made here, and then the water has 2 outputs. This desert's quite, you know, there could be quite a good farm. Depending, of course, right? We have the science available to make that a reality. The only thing is we need, you know, neighboring planets, which they're just asteroids here. Sure, we can make food here, but what's the point? There's no consumers of it nearby, at least. I mean, it might even be too long, right? Yeah, it's out of range, 21. I am noticing the fact that with the new patch that undoing actions takes much longer than it used to. Game stutters for a bit every time you do. Sure, it's something to do with Proton though. So yeah, I'm also sure that taking the hydroponics is the best possible move we could do. We can certainly skip out on them. This one also has an infraway available. There's also the option of actually taking science into both of them and not taking the infraway at all. I could, however, just take the infrared water in order to access this water extraction world. Or maybe to infraway this ore. What if we did that? We use 2 people making 2 ore, but we get another person getting a good from here. And we'd use the infraway from here to build a science station in there. Establishing a museum is then off the table, obviously. That only makes 1 money, so it's not very good. So I think it's the science over here. Don't need to worry about that anymore then. And then here, probably the infraspace relay. The other option is take 6 more science and use that science to grab gene adjustment straight up. But I think we can scrounge together 7 different resources. Right? People here, mine there, goods there. It's already 3. Not sure about the water, but lots more ore, I suppose, right? But there's another thing I want to start out with. Can we do something over here in this area first before we build all that? Might be some more stuff to be done. Obviously there's this connection, but we can't afford it. The thing also is if I build here, there's no asteroids here to help. It might be a bit tricky. Maybe I can reveal 1 or 2. And there we go. 2 in fact. Although then the distances end up being quite long, so did that help? Question. Questionably, right? Also, another problem is, and I guess this connection could work. For the water it will need. We have a good. We don't need to use this forge world yet. Sort of boxing in this forge world if I do that. The other thing we could do is we could make this here, but this has no access to the ability to make food anyway, so. Want a jungle farm? Although, yeah, that needs bots though, is the thing. It's not it's a jungle, not an Earth-like, right? So it can't use humans to make biomatter and water. It needs bots for that. Those are available like so. And why did it copy my message 3 times? Oh, I don't know. Okay, weirdness. This is 4 plants in total. How many different resources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still missing 1. Oh, that's these 2, right? 5, 6. What's the last resource going to be? That's the real question, isn't it? If we had that last resource under control as well, then this would be sort of kind of a home run, right? Right now it's not though, because that last one resource is sort of in the way. There's this as well. I guess that could be the last resource. We'd also get access to this asteroid. Alright, let's get the cheapest possible planet, which I think is the colony. To maintain. I probably don't want to do this connection first. Imagine that connection is the best one. Followed by, I suppose we need this first, so we get access to the asteroid. It costs 18 though, so while we got access to the asteroid, it didn't really help. It's the thing I was fearing, right? That the connections being longer. This is 8. That's 5 is 1 too much. Really like a little bit of money short. I might want to take one of these then. I need the 6 extra money. There's no other way. I could take this to have an extra 4. After using the 18 and 8? I don't think so. I'll get this. There we go. 7 there, 6 there. Oh, it's 1 too much. And I could take 16, right? But I don't think I want to do that. We're in October. Is there no way to found a planet? I think I found this one. I want to do so anyway. Get access to this asteroid and this one. We gotta sort of keep going. This is gonna be the goal, right? Just get there. That's fine. Alright, one more. Does get us next year. Alright, let's do that two-way trade. And what were we missing again? A good and an ore. Both of which we've got available. There's the good. That's going to be out of range, but that's fine. So costing 18 that, and that's 12, so that's no. We can take this one too. We're wasting a lot of this asteroid money, but I think it's necessary because this quest money is 80, right? And that Just allows you to just keep building. Now we can take this after we've made some chips. And I could just do that here. We'll be able to use them later. We can have extend the range of slipways in some way. It's going to be teleporters, I suppose, but it doesn't feel right to make that. But there's like no other forge worlds nearby, and we have plenty of goods here anyway. Is this okay to do this? Like, we'll be able to use the chips using teleporters much later. It does complete the Silver mission and give us access to... Access 4 chips as being in here, right? Before we actually connected, yeah, we could get another chip mission. I probably want to do 5 goods first though, because that's more in line with what we're doing, right? Because we're going to want to make another goods facility here. Making a prosperous plant? Is that going to be reasonable? I mean, it's possible that we make one. Depends on a bit of whether or not we can get extra humans. I think we can from here into there. That unlocks more water for you, and then you can send ore out. And that should be enough to get enough connections for things to start becoming prosperous. So I would imagine so. I could also make water here and make another two-way trade. For you. Though you would need more successful neighbors like this one and this one. That to work? I think we can try for it. More reasonably, we can try for 7 chips. Anyway. So we're already making chips that don't do anything already, so... I have a surfeit of chips, right? We have enough of them. So... got a free infra way. Because I would like some gene adjustment. I could take brain machine, right? But it would only be... I would only want it here if we're ever going to do Elysium. Which I'm still holding hopes that we could do it, right? Elysium, that is. This plant looks like a good target for it, for example. And just missing biomatter. Actually, oh, there's some here. The teleporters. It's hydroponics. Which look okay. I could take that, but let's see. If I take 2 more techs, yeah, I don't know how good integrated manufacturing is going to be. I guess quite good if we want to go for this stuff, because it would save you some void structures. So I think it's okay to take it. It's expensive to research, but it's a good one. This one, and then you already get access to these. But these aren't very amazing either. I think I want to take another cheap tech before we move on to these, so that we can take the both of these and this one. 3, 4, 5. And then we don't even need to take 1 more tech before unlocking the late game stuff, which, you know, probably nanofabrication. Just planning ahead the science. So the question is, do we want to take desert farms, or do you want to take... I think I want to take desert farms. We're coming back to the ability to use this, right? Just for some income, right? Over... Maybe it is brain machine, though. Like, do we really want that single desert farm? It's just the one for now. Anyway, we've explored and find some more good ones, then sure, but now it's not looking like a whole lot of value can be gained from it. It's hard to decide on what we're going to get, but you don't need to do that right now, right? You can wait a bit until we have at least 13 science, because that's the amount at which it becomes important to decide. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and plonk down a lab. Somewhere over there. We don't get to use it though. So I might want to hold off on it a little bit. If we can. Oh, we can just not connect this. That's better. It's actually much better because I want to actually get water in there and then that, right? It makes actually much more sense. Let's take that info away then. And plonk down the lab. Yeah, now we can do both. And we can get 1 point of science before the end of the year as well. Like extra 1 point of science, right? And the free info way as well. How do we spend 1 more month? How do we spend 1 extra month? I could pre-build this. Sure. So like I end up like saving myself 16 credits by doing that. Because we still get the 28 even though the income is 12. And then we get to do all of this. Get back up to 28 income, right? Restore the income. And do about half of this task, right? Now, the problem here is neighbors, right? All of these neighbors are not particularly successful. Thankfully, we can make water, which, you know, we can success up this world as well as that one with water. This one also wants water. It could come from there, right? I would love to get an ocean. Is there a way to terraform things into oceans? I don't think so. Well, there's a way to destroy plants. Also, we're now in 3509, so if I want this income tech, should start taking it. So since we need to decide, also probably we'll have to skip, right? Unless I... Yeah, this is a... Because I took all the asteroids. Well, there's these two, right? Let's maybe take this planet then. Start moving towards that prosperous planet, because the Denner do give us 40 credits. This does allow me to... This doesn't cost enough like, the time, right? And maybe we'll be able to decide which tech I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. Maybe I want plasma containment? I don't think so, though. There's a lack of water everywhere. It's like water is the most desired resource of all. Now we need to turn it into other things, which is basically what they do, right? You know, that arid, I would love to make this a farm instead, because the water is really needed up here, and this one won't be producing more. This doesn't seem very useful, so I don't need to worry about that asteroid being connected to it. I really think we need hydroponics. If I invent this first, then we don't get it. We lock down the hydroponics, so I need to take it. This is why I was like afraid of... we can wait until next year and then get geo harvesting, and then we at least get some money. And I probably want to keep these to turn them into forge worlds later, because they're like in the middle of, you know, what we're building. I don't know where I want to start harvesting plants. I suppose it could be in some other area, but we should just... I would like to scout over here and see what we can get. If I build a farm here, that could satisfy it. And, you know, where are the humans going to come from? There's an Earth like here, right? And then this ice ball gets blown up. That sounds like a good way of doing things. Okay. Let's destroy it. Get all of these. Ah, interesting. You're at -6%. We do not have access to culture. So it might be a good idea to get an agro world here. Anyway, we wanted to just geo-harvest the ice ball, giving access to goods to all these worlds. So upgrade you. Fix this world before it becomes unhappy. Send out an additional good to it, because why not? The water that's lacking here is a bit of a thing. It's lacking everywhere though, so. Also this one that's at -7. -6, sorry. Might want to fix that too. That's a fairly easy way to do that, so not too worried. I'm costing 5, right? So this we can still do this. I think I want to. So the way we can solve it is by doing that. Right? I'll send it out there. Also makes you successful. I can give you another successful partner. Unfortunately, we have like a streak of successful worlds, but none of them can become prosperous because none of them are connected to anything that is prosperous, possibly. Because this is a colony, but again, like, it'll need water, right? That's the best I think we can do because it does connect to this. Forms another two-way trade for it. Gives you another successful neighbor. You can get... It's too long. Are we going to solve this? I don't really know yet. I mean, it might be possible to found a person in here, but that's not going to work either. It might be possible. If we could then get another infraway, then might be able to solve things. A bit of a gamble, isn't it? I mean, I might just also find the infraway in here then, right? Like, all you need is one more successful partner. Right? Looking at this mission. I could colonize this, but I'd rather not. I'd more ideally connect that and do an infraway for it. That would be the more standard solution to this quandary. I mean, there's like a couple chances at it, and we do have the ability to blow up plants for money, so why don't I have a look? Oh, there we go. Found it. We take another infraway. Although, I need to scan to blow something up, so scan first. Because this area over here is kind of devoid of things, so I don't know if I want to go in this direction at all. But certainly this lava is so far out of the way that it's just going to be fine to blow up. And then get that free infraway. And then use said free infraway to connect a person. Say over here into the water world. And then be very sad because we forgot to do this one first. Because I don't want to do the two-way trade over there. Do I want to turn you into Forge World? There's like 2 Forge Worlds down here. And none of them are connectable to anything. I don't think we're missing anything over here. And this... Now it gets to choose where it's going to send its water. Which is left. So we get the task. Render task complete. Now, one thing I would love to do before the end of the year is to connect another ruin somewhere, but I don't think we can. It's a bit unfortunate because we could have gotten 19 more money if I had 1 more point of science. But it's either this or that, right? And this does get us more money as well by connecting this. I don't know if it's as much. Anyway, the Dender mission is also worth science, so it doesn't really matter, right? It's full science as well. And there is there a chance, like we have 2 months short of doing this, so. I don't think there is. How about that? two possible places where we can make food. Which one would I want? I don't know. I think it's fine either way. Well, this one wants a chip. Well, you know, what we could do is turn you into a chip world, and then, you know, we'd get lots of chips for both of them. That works. Much later, of course. God, the lack of water here, right? If we had some more, then this would be able to make more goods and become successful, and it would turn in a bunch of things prosperous, I would imagine. It would become prosperous, it would become prosperous. We get 2 prosperous plants out of 1 chip in here. So yeah, you would imagine that... We don't have infraways in 3411, by the way. We just got lucky with some ruins. But yeah. I think it's high roll time, or do we blow up 3 plants, right? Well, we think we need that much money for the end. This one's okay to keep, I think. Don't know if I should keep this one or not. I could do something in between and scan once. I certainly do need a robot for you in a reasonable amount of time. And we should keep the area around here. I don't think this desert is of much value though. So goodbye. There's like no stopping the gravy train. I think I'm also getting rid of this one. It's far away. Alright. It's also out of range, right? It's kind of a bit tough to... I want to get the Empire compact, so the thing's far out in the distance, so I can just destroy it. We can't colonize that many planets anyway, so it's okay to do so. Plus, you know, having 177 money is nice. So now we can afford gene adjustment. There we go. So I would like some more goods. It's just that if I would make them here, then it wouldn't do all that much. I mean, I could do robots into goods, but I couldn't really use them until much later in the game, right? So is there a way to do it in a different fashion? We could find goods in here, for example. I think this is not a bad colony to take. And there we go. I'll take that, it completes the mission. It's like the easiest way we can do so. 6 more? Let's get a people producing plant that prospers. I'm thinking we're going to make 6 chips instead now. You know, we've got plenty of goods at this point. The chips are needed in various locations, so at some points we might want to make them. We also might want some more science. There isn't much we can actually science. We have a surfeit of ore, but we're making some water in various places, but all of it's being used. There's like a biomatter available here and there, but it's going to be hard to connect that anywhere, right? Only got 6 science output, which is not very much. If there is a way, maybe we could make a biomatter lab down here somewhere and just build a bunch of stuff around it. I'm certainly not opposed to founding this colony to start off with. And then we get, if I make a robot there, right, we could make more of this stuff. The water would be usable, right? But this knocks off the ability to make, get goods in there, so that would be the best idea. You can also do it the other way around. So the water will be sent back. It will lock off the 4-bear rune for a while, but that's okay. Then, I mean, I can't use this one as food. because it would disconnect it. We'd only get 2 biomatter as well. It's not even that much. Yeah, this one unlocks the ability to get a 3rd one later, right? Although, no, we can't. We need to make food, right? So that's 2 biomatter. Doesn't look all that amazing, right? This one's available as a colony, I suppose, as well, with this connection. Although, you know, there's no food in it. But we'd had to commit to it if we want to go for it. I think it's the best way we have to make science. I mean, yeah, I could make even more water, but it's all going to be consumed very rapidly by all of these plants that really desire water. And that's out of range too. Plus this one needs food, so it's probably going to get food from here. And that needs like biomatter and that, so maybe here. It's out of range, right? Like, I'm not too interested in getting this any further, but just sort of leaving this for a while. Yes, the goods are not used and this is draining my funds, but so be it, right? Let's start with... Does it even matter too much? I don't want to be greedy, we'll start with this, right? We'll check out what's to be found here, so we know, like, do I ought to be looking to the right, ought to be looking to the rest, because this isn't a guarantee that this connection is going to be made, right? I could also only make a connection upwards, although this does seem nice because it's a two-way trade, right? There's that, which could be made the biomatter as well, for a somewhat longer connection to the lab. I would imagine that it... Yeah, like this it would fit, right? With like one connection costing 20 and then the rest is cheap. The question is, can we get the human for it, right? If we can, it's not too much of a problem to do that. Giving us 3 biomatter and 2 humans for another 6 science lab. This doubles your science output. I think it's quite good to do so. But, you know, we might also find the same sort of thing down here. This planet is, you know, not necessarily what we want. Let's have a look in multiple directions, right? And if what we find is not to our liking, we could just blow it up too. So it's not like a time is entirely wasted. Okay, I want to look to the right ones as well, I think. I wish it was in range, but it's not. It's too far away. This one could be some more, but it's sort of the same thing as this one. And this one's closer to the rest of the Empire. This one's far, far away. So I guess we've decided on these 3 then. Let's go ahead and build that lab. That doesn't work. It's like 1 pixel. Right. There we go. I mean, it's a bit expensive, but it'll work. Also, you know, we can just build a human here and then just serve you. Alright. Also, you know, there's this asteroid that's going to be quite valuable. About as valuable as blowing up a planet would be, so. We get to keep at 23 Empire size for a bit while we're building the lab, so we don't get to be hit by the size increase all that much. Another positive point. The only negative is blocking off the 4x rune, which I think I'm going to do because, you know, there's 2 uses for this robot. go ahead and do text advance, right? There's also dimensional anchoring available, making slipways cheaper. Although with teleporters, that doesn't really matter too much. Most of our expenses are going to be teleporters, because with teleporters, you can just hug the planet that you're going to be teleporting from and to. So I don't think this is going to be it. As well as, you know, same with void instances, right? Connections are going to be tiny in the late game. Right now they're long, so right now it does help the money, but you know, we can also blow up planets anyway, so is it super important? Not really. I think I like integrated manufacturing much more. The reason should be rather obvious, right? We get a huge, we're gonna get a huge boost from it over here. Plus, we can do this mission for it, right? And this mission at the same time, so I'm just making some science while we wait for the science to tick up, actually. Actually, is one more point of science super nice? No, it doesn't really matter. We're 2 points short, so we don't need to build this right now. Because this is something more important. Look at that, right? That is some amazing value. That's unfortunately out of range, though. Still good. Still kind of incredible. What else do we build? Well, like, is food over here? I guess. Right? The cross connection is the thing, right? Here as well. Alright. What do we do next? Do we look for this? It says -3. Do we look for this? It says -5. And you could just wait and then build the robot over here, right? Are we leaving this up? Wait as long as possible so that we might be able to fix this one with the teleporter. And then, you know, this whole area is done. Over here we can sort of do the same thing with this biomatter. Trying to keep the Empire a little compact, right? So that it won't be super difficult to teleport everything everywhere. Because teleporters do have a range limit. They're limited, they're not unlimited. So, you know, same here, like I could maybe try to keep this off my back for a while. What do we want to build, though? This area might be good. Like, the closer we are to this center, the closer the distance between the planets is going to be. It's a good idea to try to keep... I have a plan for another lab. Like another lab area, right? Because we want to like build around the laboratories. This one is biomatter. This one is ore, so we can do either water or bots or chips still. Well, we can do the ones we have already, but they're less efficient. For example, we can do a colony here. I wanted to turn this into a forge world, so I should remember to do that later on. We can do water here and there as well. It's going to be a bit hard to connect it into places, but okay. We don't need to do this connection then. Just getting 2 water available. Or maybe not this connection then, right? We skip this connection, we can put it in here. This is a lab that's 3 more science. If I do this, we can get maybe 5 more. If I connect in the bot, maybe up to 7 more. It does look good, doesn't it? Also, before we do anything of that nature, let's go and grab integrated manufacturing and start upgrading a bunch of planets, because there's like lots of them. For example, this over here can send out 3 prosperous planets. And we got like, how much income did we get from that one action? 13? Yeah, really nice, right? Dinner tech discount, just everything, right? Yeah, that's too good to pass up on, right? There's also microchips. Could we make a microchip lab instead? Because this water lab plan is neat and all, right? But it's not going to go work towards the mission. So if we wanted to work towards the mission instead, scratch this whole plan. I guess you can click that button to remove all the pins, right? We'll still start with that, right? And then, you know, we make some more. That's going to be microchip. This can be a microchip for you too. This is going to be a colony. Colony microchip in here. If this is more microchip, that could work. Also microchip from there as well. And from here potentially, but maybe that wants to go in here. Like a microchip lab could be really neat because we can turn every ore world into another provider for it. As long as our nanotech factories are built up enough and the microchip lab is sort of near-ish the center of the map, then we can do that. This food connection is annoying to have to make, right? I might not want to do that because I want to put the microchip lab closer to the center so that, you know, we can teleport more microchips into it. And putting it here also, you know, removes those connections here as well, right? I wanted to make this one into one. Maybe just forge with that as well. That's out of range, so it has to be this one. If we want to do it early enough, and you know, it's going to be available soonish, like 2 years. Before any of the other tech, because, you know, do this and then teleporters and or sleep replacement. So I only have 10 years remaining. So, you know, we need that science. I don't really have a choice in the matter, I think. It's a bit of a shame that it's shaped this way, right? It's the missions and the things and everything. If I could do it more effectively, I would. Could we, like, over here, perhaps? I guess I use this for that, but that's so good I can't not. Like, yeah, I can, like, do, like, 2, maybe 3 microchips up here. I don't know if that's good enough. Is that okay enough? I think we would be able to make that work. Like, the idea would be to sort of finagle this so that we can get 3 microchips on access here. One in here. Where did you just send it off to? Over there? That's not where I wanted to go. Although, oh, we still have this one available for you, so that's fine. And then, you know, we need some food in there, so we get a human for it. Automatically also upgrades it, and starts using this 4x rune. So, you know, there's still multiple birds with one stone, I suppose. Do we have enough ore available for all of the people producing plants to make enough Elysiums if I want? I think there's like 3 ore spare, so the ore situation's fine. I might want to make some more microchips. Also, you have a mission to make microchips, right? So this all works towards the plan. We can't get more science this year, but we can get it to 16 now. Is this okay enough? I suppose it'll have to do, right? So, would you get another upgrade? Yeah, you would. Okay, so we could increase this thing's production by 1 still. The idea would be to turn you into another forge world to make more microchips out of, right? Then we can get this to 7. A bajillion microchips. So yeah, this whole area, you can just forget about it. We're not going to do any of that nonsense. What are we spending the rest of the year on? I mean, I could just blow up a bunch of planets. Also, I need to fix you. Let's do that. It's like 7 more months or something that we need to 4 more months that we need to spend. That messy planet. This one hopefully will be in time. Yeah, this one we've got 3 years to fix for the shortages become permanent. Will we get teleported in 3 years? 48 plus 23 science points. 68, 71. We need 80. So no. So we need some help. How much help? We could build this part of this, right? That's what I wanted though. that one is the... Oh, maybe we build this one then. We'll get the microchip from here. Like this one can go in here. Like the thing we're looking for is we're missing like how much science? Like 9 or something? Like getting this will get me 2 more science, right? Next year. We had 3 years, so this is 4 science out of the 9. We need 5 more, so we need some kind of science event basically to make this work. In time to get the teleporters before you become unhappy. Because you can just teleport in a human and then, you know, then it's solved. They don't really want to have to colonize down here. Because, you know, even more time lost. Although I'm, you know, also colonizing this to make the science, I suppose. But this one I think is okay to do. Because it has access to most of its resources anyway. That's not necessarily what I want, but maybe make some energy instead of goods. I guess energy's okay, actually. Use it in various forms. I want this water? Like, it will become successful is the thing. It will be a successful partner for you, so I think it's a fine thing to get. 31 planets. We have to be careful though that we don't go to 32 planets before teleporter time. So we can do... Yeah, I don't want that one. This planet is problematic because if we go to 32 planets, we really lose out on income. So let's just blow something up instead then. Also save some money on settling, I suppose. Now we can get nanofabrication. And then we can industrialize things. Most importantly, these 2, right? Industrialize you, we can nanotech factory, and then we get the mission. Get some money, make some science. Oh, those science points from the mission actually give us what we need. Alright, well, we'll establish some trade routes. Will we make 8 more robots? I think so, yeah. Because, like, we'll need robots for all these worlds. We'll need lots of chips and robots and things, so we'll probably be making lots of forge worlds to get all the Elysiums that we want. This is a bit problematic that it can't get enough ore, but ore might also become a problem. I'm kind of happy that I kept this because I can make some ore here. And connect it to various places with like... Oh, we'll see, right? We'll see how that works. See how that works out, right? I imagine it'll be okay. I wanted to also do you as a forge world for nanotech. It'll be a bit difficult to get the ore, but this was a major goal. There's one more that can be used here. Another one that can be used there. It's kind of silly how good that is. And now we're at 31 planets. So now the idea would be we save money to build teleporters. Love to have that, but should have A07. And I could just continue building. It could just take some month out of every year, right? That we'd have to. I don't know. I guess it might be fine then. I would love to find some ore. Let's scan a little bit. See, we can't. Look at that. That's ideal, isn't it? I'll take it. Because that now starts creating ore as well. And then some source of biomatter would also do. You're out of range. I mean, everything is, so. I want to fix this in some other way, though. Ideally using you. Colonization time's 3 months, though, so why don't I just colonize this? We'll make a Gaia world here, anticipating that we'll need those resources. I could also make this water then, because now it's actually okay to do so. Because what we're doing, we're going to 32 planets anyway. Yes, our income's not very good, but you know, we can blow things up. Now I want to do teleporters first so that we can solve this before it bleeds. And then, you know, next up is sleep replacement. The idea is to, you know, save lots and lots of time by connecting you in there. Also, you're successful, so that's nice. Now we're going to start destroying all these planets down here. I have like no interest in as well. We want to build more teleporters. So what's the next thing to teleport? Well, there's this one that needs to be solved. There's that one that needs to be solved. And again, I'd rather not have to build any more humans because that's unemployment. That I didn't want to colonize that. As you can see, the slipways are very cheap, so there'd be no point in researching dimensional anchoring whatsoever. This does take a lot of time, though. That's the disadvantage it has. We can fix this as well. That wouldn't be bad. I want to keep some of these planets around because these are close to a lot of people producing planets that will want to upgrade. So scan in the corner here. You found 2 more planets to blow up. I guess we can take this asteroid for another 24. Which is comparable to blowing up planets because you also need to invest some time to scan them. So I wanted to fix this one up as well. Destroying the galaxy to build a bunch of teleporters, right? That's what we're doing. I mean, it's not entirely wrong per se. Oh, interesting. We need to like sort of optimize this a little bit better so we get the minimum cost here as well as the minimum cost on the other side. Is this 4? What is this? Also 4? Nice. Okay. Perfect. Can I get more? this one, for example, we could get a chip out of. Do I want you? No. I want this ice ball. Nope. Oh, this one. Nope. Okay, perfect. 3 more months. Let's see if we can afford it. Where did that fly off to? It flew up over here. That's not where I wanted to go at all. Please don't. Please go where I'm telling you to go. Oh, this is annoying. Because of that, we can't get the science before the next year. Well... And the way we can solve that is order. Order. Which ones would even blow up? Like this one and that one or something? Doesn't really matter too much as long as I don't build this connection before the other connection. The idea being that connect you in first, then we can choose where you go, and then connect you, and you'll still give me 22. There we go. Alright. And with 2 short, right? So that 2 science is going to be incredibly important that we get. But thankfully, there is a way to get that. Which does involve blowing up some more plants before the end of this year, but I think it's important that we do. Because I don't know, we can either choose to go for Elysium products or for sleep replacement. I think it's sleep replacement first. Solve some more of our non-prosperous plants before we go for Elysiums. Especially there's a few that could really help with some teleporters and things. Okay, so this ice ball we don't want. This junk we don't want. And this one is kind of out of the way as well. There you go. You got enough money to do things again. And one of the things I really want to do is to connect this one. For the 2 points of science. And then what we can do is we can grab sleep replacement. Again, it's 138. And now suddenly there's 172 cash in here. Out of nowhere. Suddenly we have money. And that's good to have money because that means... Okay, so we need 1 more point of science to get that a whole year earlier. There's another 167 here, but there's also energy. So I don't know if I want it or not. Yeah, like, if I could get 1 more point of science, I really should, shouldn't I? And there's an easy way to do so, which is this one. Right. We can connect this in October nonetheless, and make 13 science in this one lab. How many chips are being sent in here? Like 6 or something? Alright, sure. Also, this one's going to -8 now because of that, but there's a solution for that. It will be just in time to prevent it from doing so by doing that. Alright, do we have unhappy plants? No. Do we have past shortages? No. So that's all good. We're ready to do Elysium project now. If we want, right? There's also making 7 robots that we might want to do. We might want to work on more robots. Because I believe that robots are the thing we have least of. Elysium projects require you to get everything, right? So we have this year to make some more resources for those Elysium products and or solve planets. There's water needed everywhere. So, but you know, there's no sources of it. That's a huge issue everywhere. If I made more water here, it's actually not going to send it. No, if I do from here, then it's going to send it to places, so that doesn't work. I mean, I could send it in there. We could do 2 sets of teleporters to make 1 chip plant happy. I don't want to do all that sort of stuff. I could make you happy as well. The most important thing is to get those plants that are near people producing plants happy, right? For example, this one wants more neighbors happy, right? Yeah, it's only got 1 neighbor. So I'll need 2 more. So this one would really want some water then. You could get it from here too. Which also produce biomatter. Where would this get its humans from? I guess from up here, right? Like, this also makes us lots of money. It's a beautiful part. Getting this one more successful connections is what I'm looking at doing. Well, that's a start, right? That's 2 connections. Just 1 more. An easy way would be just to send it in here, right? And that also gives us access to a robot. And yeah, so sort of pre-building connections this way as well, so that's very good. What else might it want? Well, it might want access to water, which again will be tricky to get it. One easy way to get lots of access to water is via Earth-likes. So I might want to just build a Gaia world for it. That will require another teleporter for it, but that's fine. Gaia world gives both water and biomatter and give up to 4 of it. So that would be quite strong. I think we'll do so. Right. So now we're in 3423 with that Gaia world being made, and we can go ahead and grab the Elysium project. Let's start with this one, because this one's probably easiest to do. Needs a chip. There you go. It only needs a biomatter. Yeah, but not from there. There's no other way to get it, that is there? Thankfully I'm making some, but we might require additional teleporters because of the way this works out. And time is our biggest enemy at this point. You know, we're now producing culture, which we can use to fix some plants to become prosperous. Do you want 1 more import? Have 1, right? That's the beauty of this all. I'm gonna do the same with this one. Ah, this one took 2 robots. I might not want that. I'm quite sure I don't want that to happen. Because robots are rare. And we could make some more. That's fine, we'll make some more. Also, we're out of money, but that's fine. We've got something called 257 in here, right? So that's the alternative to, you know. I could also get some more of these plants, like their base Elysium upgrade, so they like consume all these resources from everywhere like this, right? Like, that actually makes sense to do because that increases the income and increases this value. It's on 269. That should be more than sufficient to tide us over for a while. I would imagine we now have so much money that, you know, there's no problem. There's not going to be any monetary problems whatsoever for quite a while. Did I obstruct that? No, very good. Because we need ore. And I think the best way to get some ore, and there's one over here, right? But this one can make 1 more. Well, this is easy and cheap. 2-way trade uses up the last human. And we can use it in various places as well. Takes the same amount of time as a teleporter. Well, 1 more month. I think it's okay to do. Is it though? Because we need that human for this. Well, that's another teleporter though. Maybe it's okay to do. We'll have to fix this in some other way, I suppose. Yeah, we're actually going to be lacking humans, right? Making all of these Elysiums work. So, yeah, these two, right? Water and biomatter? Yeah, that's that as well. Wait, hold on a second. We have another solution to this. Where did I send out that culture? I sent it out here? And there? We need to send one of the cultures in there. That's just a thing that needs to happen. And there's a reason for that. Which is... Is it 259? That sending out the extra human here will allow it to produce two of each, which then allows this to make ore, or to only require ore. And since we don't have a human remaining, I don't think I want to colonize this, because it'll also require like a regular colony as well. And there's an easier solution, which is just to connect this up. And then, you know, suddenly, hey, you know, got another one of these. You are, oh, you need another partner. It only has 2 partners. They're both legendary, but that's not good enough. Just want another import. Same here. I can make the both of these prosperous, but I mean they will get it anyway. Because we're going to do the next one, right? We're going to solve the next planet. Although maybe not this goods world, right? So you know, I want to solve you like this. Prosperity. Still have 2 more years, by the way, right? So hopefully we can do a bunch more with that extra time. And like start making more things prosperous. Oh, wait, no. There's like another problem here. It's annoying, isn't it? This ore has already been earmarked for something. So I can't really use it. Like that thing would be to make this Forge World bots. Because this is the best location for bots. Because bots are going to be needed everywhere. I can get a bot from here. And a water from here. You know, that would work. Where's this going to get its chip from too? Maybe from there, with a little bit of finagling, we can maybe get the teleporter to sort of do the right angles. Where do we get that last bot? There's one bot from here that's going to come in there. But if we want to do another colony, then, you know, we're going to have to make more bots. There's no ore production. That's the problem. We're always going to be running out of something now, so it's going to be a case of what do we want to build, and where do we want to build it, and how do we want to build it. And this culture that, you know, that wants to go everywhere as well. I do think I want to make robots here, though. This makes a ton of robots because of our perk, efficient perk, right? Giving us more Forge World production, which is actually really nice, the combination we've got going. Well, you know, right? We need more ore, of all things. I guess I could make it here. We're back to this plan, I think. Just float you for a second. You want to make you prosperous. Don't know where this last one will go. Somewhere, I would imagine. Right, for now, let's fix you first. You wanted a bot and a water. Well, lucky for you. There's a bot available. And... I need to position that better because it's too fat otherwise. Right, let's zoom in and squeeze that in there because otherwise it won't fit. Right, like... Well, the angles might not work if I do it. Or that. No, it will work. There we go, that's the water. And now the microchip. This does take more time than just building void synthesizers for all of the missing resources, right? But it does connect all the other plants at the same time. You need a help, right? So... Oh. Oh, you need like water in there to become prosperous? I think that's fine. I'll maybe get some extra water planet to fix all these things. We might need to anyway. We might need to add another Earth-like to make water. There's one over here. There's a planet up here which could be used. I might want to send culture in there. I didn't do that from here. Guess would have sent its water back if I did that. Right, that's sort of the main issue. As long as we can get it to bounce, it's fine. But we can do it now. But the conundrum, right? You can also just send it in here, and then that ore is very precious, and I don't want you to send it into a planet that already has one, because that is a waste. We can start with this. So how are you not? I guess goods are still have to be sent somewhere. Actually, I think this is fine to do. We're still gonna make like 2 prosperous plants from that. And we complete one of the tasks. Let's see if we can complete the tasks, right? We want to make bolts here. Oh, there you go, you're prosperous now. Don't know where this culture now goes, but it's like to use it effectively, right? If there was space-time aversion, that'd be nice. Maybe you take void synthesizers. Those last few months. Those could count as robots, right? No, those count. You can't make robots and void synthesizers. I should know this. You have enough months to... I think we have enough months to output 2 more robots. So I don't know if it's going to be prosperous from that. I would imagine so. We could somehow... You get the... An ore gets sent in here, I suppose, right now. Oh, we can send this. Let's send out this water there now. We're June 3425, right? We don't have enough time to complete everything. The teleporters take quite long to build. The thing we'd really love is a space-time aversion, but we wouldn't have the science to do that. One thing I can do is I can build these, which still takes 3 months, right? Would this build it a robot? It wouldn't, right? It can't make robots. I don't think we can do this mission. I mean, we can, right? It's a very easy way. Just found this bot factory, I suppose. Why don't we do that, right? Just found another bot factory right at the very end. Would it be okay to just trade this? What do you need? I have that. There's no water available, right? I kind of gulped it up here. Sending that in. Would it be good to make you upgraded? Because it would also upgrade this one. I don't know, it wouldn't upgrade further though. No, it wouldn't because it needs another food output, so it doesn't work. And then it's, I think, fine to send a culture in there. Becomes successful, sends out its water. Doesn't become prosperous yet because I think if we fix this, then it would. Love some production tech, right? Like the other Dender production tech would have probably been even better than the creating forge worlds out of nothing tech. There's a Dender tech that allows you to produce water from biomatter worlds and the other way around. That would have kind of been amazing for us. So we would have been able to make lots of that stuff. Why don't you send your culture out here or something? It's another 1 point of happiness. I have plenty of money. Like, how do I solve this though? I can send a bot in there. Right, that does fit. All the way. And then I believe we can build a void synthesizer to fix it. And then, you know, I can still make you prosperous. And I can make you prosperous. Feel like that's a good investment of our time. And then, capstone, we have an ability to make the production of our forge worlds better. So even a struggling forge world still makes 2 robots. And we can cheat out 2 extra months by building it in December. Which completes the mission, getting us more points. And there you go. That's a run.